The three lawyers sitting in the back.
No, to ensure that I am going to handle the portions of impeachment.
All right, because so it's on you if it runs over, okay? And Mr. Steele's made it very clear that there may be a challenge if that's the case, okay? So I would encourage you to just act accordingly, okay? All right, was that your concern, sir? Is that it for now? Okay, all right. Let's bring Mr. Copeland in, please. And while we're doing that, summon our jurors. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, thank you, Sergeant Ingram. All right, Ms. Hilton, whenever you are ready, ma'am, you may resume your examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, permission to sit briefly for this portion.
You
of
may,
it.
madam.
Now, Mr. Copeland, when we left off, I asked you about FaceTiming with Doug. I'm now going to play from your June 10th, 2015 interview, began at 10:35:51 to 10:35:53. Of course, indulge for 1 moment.
I FaceTime Thug.
Do you hear yourself when you said you FaceTime Thug?
Say it again.
Did you hear when you said you FaceTime Thug?
I heard I say something. I can't recall what I said. I have a hearing problem.
I'm now going to play on that same date, 3/47/40 to 3/47/41.
And where I supposed to listen to it?
Yes, sir.
So I called Thug on FaceTime for Kelly.
Do you hear when you said you called FaceTime on Thug? You called Thug on FaceTime for Kel.
Your ear better than mine.
And the next, we're gonna play June 10th, 2015, 3/48/05 to 3/48/06.
So Thug FaceTime back like, what did he get?
Did you hear you say Thug FaceTime me back?
Your ear better than mine.
So again, have you used FaceTime to speak with Thug?
I don't recall.
All right. Now, when using FaceTime, have you previously told investigators why you understand people to use FaceTime? The reason why your friend group uses FaceTime?
Objection calls for speculation.
I'm gonna overrule the objection. Or put it this way, subject to more foundation.
Why do you use FaceTime?
I don't use FaceTime.
Have you ever used FaceTime?
Objection asked and answered.
Overrule, sir.
Have you ever used FaceTime?
People have FaceTime me.
And when people have FaceTime you, is there a preferred reason why you have used FaceTime?
I be thinking people be trying to see where I'm at.
I'll sustain this as speculation at this point.
Have you told investigators why you and others use FaceTime?
What's your objection? You have an objection?
It's a compound question, it's half of it calls for speculation.
I'm gonna overrule the objection.
Do you need me to repeat the question?
Yeah.
Sure. Have you told investigators why you and your friends use FaceTime?
I don't recall it.
Do you recall meeting with investigator Viverito and investigator Flores in October of 2021?
I think so.
Okay. And during that interview, did you speak with them about why FaceTime is used?
I don't recall it.
All right. In that interview, did you tell investigators?
No, I'm gonna object.
Faces.
She's about to be the witness. And it's also an improper question if you may vote.
You can approach, sure. Madam, you may resume when ready.
I'm going to show you and play for you. Excuse me, wait. In October 2021, do you recall meeting with Investigator Viverito, Investigator Flores at Atlanta Police Department at headquarters?
I guess. You said, did I meet with them? Or did they drag me up there?
Either one, either way.
Nah, I most definitely meet with them up there.
Okay. Were you in a room present with them and they questioned you?
They questioned me.
Court's indulgence for me.
Yes, ma'am.
Through 126:43.
All right.
Out and FaceTime them right in your face and let you hear these niggas talk. Because they think that FaceTime can't be monitored, which is stupid. Every last one of these niggas talk on FaceTime.
And I'm going to conclude that at 125:45. Do you hear yourself when you say,
Objection to PA.
excuse me,
I'll sustain the objection.
what is the reason why FaceTime is used?
Huh?
What is the reason why FaceTime is used?
What you mean?
Overruled, sir. You can have a continued objection. You can answer the question, sir.
Did you hear yourself in the video say,
Overruled, gentlemen, Mr. Sharp, Mr. Steele.
FaceTime is used because it can't be monitored?
That's what I said.
Did you hear yourself say that in the video?
I told you I got a hearing problem.
Would you like me to play back for you?
You can play it. If I can't put it in my ear, I won't be able to recognize what I said. It's the sound of it.
I understand. Have you ever heard of 30?
You said, have I ever heard of 30 deep?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's 30?
What you mean?
How have you heard of that term, 30?
How have I heard of the term 30 deep?
Yes.
Can you ask me in a way I can understand?
Sure. You said you've heard of 30D. You said you've heard of it, 30D.
I know about 30 deep.
Okay, what do you know about 30D?
What you mean? What do I know about it?
Tell the jurors, you said you know about 30D. What do you know about 30D?
The hearsay, the whole number of problems with that question, I object.
I'm overruled the objection.
Is 30D,
Objection to reading.
I sustain the objection.
I haven't asked it.
Huh?
Is 30D a gang?
Is it a game?
Yes, sir.
And what you define as a game?
How do you define a gang? Or do you, let me strike that. Is 30 Deep a group of individuals?
Meaning,
You said 30 Deep is your neighborhood.
yes, it's my neighborhood.
Okay. Is 30 Deep a group of people in your neighborhood?
No, it's just, I don't know.
Is it a group of people from your neighborhood?
I just know my neighborhood, I was growing up, I used to hear 30 Deep a lot.
And when you heard of 30 Deep, what did you understand it to, what was your understanding of it?
It was cool.
And when you say it was cool, what do you mean?
Like, you know, I thought it was cool. I just see and heard people say 30 Deep.
And when you saw and heard people say 30 Deep, were they talking about people together?
Overrule, sir.
Speculation.
I'll stand that.
When you heard people talk about 30 Deep, what was your understanding of what they were talking about?
I heard the rapper say, and his song 30 Deep. I don't know what I heard Gucci Man rap about it. I heard like Jeezy rap about it. I don't know.
Have you ever been a member or an associate of 30 Deep?
I don't know what associate mean.
Have you ever been around a group of people who identify themselves as 30 Deep?
Have I ever been around a group of people that identify themselves at 30 Deep?
Yes.
I know someone who I guess they say was 30 Deep.
Did you ever consider yourself 30 Deep?
No,
Okay. What about, did you ever consider yourself part of DRC?
no, I consider myself 372.
And what, is that why your Instagram was Woody 372?
My Instagram, Woody versus Woody.
Back in 2014, did you have the Woody 372 Instagram?
I told you I don't recall the Instagram. Back then they had several fake accounts with my name in it, but it wasn't mine.
You said you consider yourself 372. What was 372?
It ain't for you to know.
I'm gonna ask you again, Mr. Copeland, what was 372?
372.
Was that a game?
What do you define as a game?
Mr. Copeland, I'm asking a question.
I can't answer your question if I don't know what you're talking about.
Was it you and a group of people a part of 372?
And what's a group of people?
3 or more people.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't no. We didn't hang on it. Like we wasn't. I guess.
Do you remember in February of 2015 talking about 30 Deep in an interview with Investigator Gaither and Investigator Dennis?
Huh?
Do you recall meeting with Investigator Dennis and Investigator? Do you remember meeting with Investigator Curry, in February of 2015 at Atlanta Police Department with your then girlfriend?
Was I handcuffed?
You were not.
Nah, I don't remember.
Do you recall having to go to the Atlanta Police Department after someone came to your home and shot at you?
Your Honor, this is.
Basis. Basis.
You're gonna have to orient you.
I'm gonna rule the objection as to form. If you got a better objection, Mr. Steele, you can decompose it. Overruled.
Do you recall going to the Atlanta Police Department on
I'm gonna object as soon as that's not in evidence.
She's got to orient the witnesses to time and place, so I'm gonna overrule the objection, okay?
Do you recall having to go to the Atlanta Police Department in February of 2015 after you were the victim of an egg assault in which people tried to shoot at you?
I sustain the objection.
After somebody shot at you, your child, and your child's mother? Do you recall having to go to the Atlanta Police Department to be interviewed for that?
Yes,
What happened there? Okay. And do you recall speaking with a detective during that interview?
I don't know who I spoke with.
Okay. But do you remember, it doesn't matter, do you remember speaking with a detective about
Yes.
what happened with you? And during the course of that interview, do you recall being asked about your affiliation with or your association with 30 Deep?
What you asking me?
Okay. Do you remember the detective asking you if you were a part of 30 Deep?
What I say?
You have to ask yes or no. Do you remember being asked that question?
No, I don't remember him asking me.
Okay. Do you remember saying that?
Basis. I need a form of the objection. Overruled, sir. Again, if you pose another objection, I'll listen to it.
He asked you, he told you, you said to him, it's a whole gang.
I sustain the objection.
Let me ask you this. Let me just play it. Your Honor, the state will be playing the February 20th, 2015 interview, 156-28 through 156-44.
Overruled, sir. You said hearsay, I've overruled it. All right, thank you. It's impeachment. Is that correct, madam?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Sure.
There's no exhibit number, nothing for the record.
I'm going to mark
Let
it,
me
Your
fix,
Honor.
let me fix that. Yes, you do need to mark it as for identification, madam.
Yes, Your Honor. The state would like to send a 378 Yankee Charlie, and it'll be from 156-28 to 156-44.
378 Yankee Charlie.
Yes, Your Honor. 378 Yankee Charlie.
And any objection to states 378 Yankee Charlie from 15-620 to 15-644?
Just what clarification? What is the state report this evening?
I can't hear you.
I'm asking what the state.
What's this exhibit to be?
This is the February 20th, 2015 interview of Mr. Copeland.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll object also to hearsay. I heard the state say this would be investigated.
You're right, I have to give context to the entire statement.
I'll overrule the objection. It's admitted, maybe that particular section is admitted from (15,620) to (15,644).
Huh?
My cousin I was.
Were you associated with? And then everything else that done rolled about with it is starting to come back to harm.
And Your Honor, I'm gonna go back, 'cause I think it's maybe 15627.
You was 30 deep, huh?
My cousin I was.
Were you associated with? And then everything else that done rolled about with it is starting to come back to harm.
And we're ending at 15645. I'm gonna also show you. You know what, strike that. To your knowledge, was Demekion Garlington part of 30B?
No,
To your knowledge, was Shannon part of 30D?
no,
Did you ever claim affiliation with the Bloods?
who, me?
Yes, you.
Yeah,
Okay. What blood set?
Bloods, period.
When you say Bloods, period, what do you mean?
Blood, I call myself a blood.
Did you ever leave or stop calling yourself a Blood?
You say, did I start calling myself a blood?
Yes.
Yeah,
When was that?
2015.
And do
I
you,
think 2015.
and do you have tattoos that would be considered representative of being a member of the Bloods?
No,
Do you have a 5-point star tattoo?
it don't have nothing to do with bloods, though.
Okay. Do you have a 5-point star tattoo?
Yeah.
How many of them do you have?
A lot,
When you say a lot, about how, can you put that in numbers?
more than 5.
And with your 5-point stars, are they colored? Do they have a color?
Yeah,
What color is that?
what you mean? What color are they?
Yeah, what color are your 5-point stars?
Some on just plain, some red, some green.
Do you know how many red ones you have?
No,
Okay. Do you know how many green ones you have?
no,
Do you know how many that are not colored at all?
no.
Was Demekion part of the Bloods?
Yeah, ask him that.
Okay, I'm asking you,
Not to my knowledge.
right? Do you?
Well, I don't know. I can't say not to my knowledge. I don't know where he was.
Do you recall in January of 2015 being interviewed at the Atlanta Police Department? And this was after you had been shot at on the highway?
What about it?
Do you recall being interviewed at the Atlanta Police Department?
No, I don't remember.
I'm going to mark State's Exhibit 378Y Yankee Bravo. And I'm going to play from 646:34 to 646:43.
What was the second part? 646.
34 to 646:43. And the 378 Yankee Bravo is the January 28th, 2015 interview of Mr. Kenneth Copeland.
Are you moving to admit that, madam?
Just for the purposes of impeachment, Your
Okay,
Honor.
all right, okay. All right, it's been identified.
Mr. Copeland, is that you in this video on the screen?
I guess.
D told them, y'all ain't help me. He said, cuz you ain't hang with them, you hang with them. They supposed to help you.
D told Kel them?
Yeah. Cause D and Kel them supposed to be the same group.
Right.
So D tell me that, so they like, but me and Kel was like talking, I'm like, look,
What group is D and Kel part of?
I don't know.
Are they both part of, at the time in 2014, were they both part of If Gang?
Overrule, sir.
Are they a part of If Gang?
I don't know.
Do you know if Shannon was ever a member of the Bloods?
Not to my knowledge.
Can you please put up State's Exhibit 351? link? I'm looking at State's Exhibit 351Y. Are you wearing red?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Shannon wearing red?
Yeah.
And that's DB in the middle? Does DB have on a red hat?
Yeah.
Okay. The way that DB has his hands with his thumbs together and his middle and pointer finger up, what if anything does that mean?
It ain't me. You ain't gonna never see me doing it. I don't know.
Do you know that to be the symbol for SMM?
I do not know.
Okay. Is that a red bandana on your right ankle?
Yes,
Okay. Why do you have a red bandana on your right ankle?
because I wanted to wear it on my right ankle.
Okay. Does it have anything to do with the Bloods wearing red on the right side of their body?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Does Shannon have a red object inside of the right side of his pants?
Ask him.
I'm asking you by looking at the picture. Does he have something red inside? of his
Oh,
body?
okay, yeah.
All right. Now your hands, what is your hand symbolizing?
Zone 3.
Okay. Is that not a C and K for Crip Killer?
You must know, who hand? You see my hand?
Your hand.
Can you zoom in so she can see the picture? There you go.
Okay, so is that not a C and a K for Crip Killer?
It's me throwing up zone 3. You see the 3?
All right. Any reason why you have the red bandana on your right ankle, not your left ankle?
Overrule objection.
I'm pretty sure you go get pictures with me having it all over my body. Left, right, head, neck, belt.
Now, have you ever claimed to be a part of ABG,
Me?
Atlanta Blood Gang?
Me?
Yes, you.
Never.
Do you recall being interviewed by the Atlanta Police Department on a January 11th, 2015 with an investigator Thorpe?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, this time the state's going to tender State's Exhibit 378 Yankee Alpha for impeachment purposes, playing 329:46 to 3:30:13.
All right, hold on 1 second. Yankee Alpha 329:46 to 3:30. I should say 30:13.
To the extent that it doesn't comport with a prior and consistent statement, yes.
I'll note your objection. I'll note your objection, Mr. Sharp. Hold on, sir. All right, it's admitted.
I found One Main. I knew that they had a great reputation out there. They actually are here with tools and solutions to help you to a much better, positive financial situation.
Welcome to the Waiverhood.
The Wayfair vibe at our place is Western.
My thing.
He tell people like, they meet, okay, so you got ABG. Yes. But it was in 2000, I had went to jail in 2000, I think it's 2015 now. I went to jail in 2013, 12. I went to jail in 2012. And I did a year. But when I went to jail in 2012, I didn't get down with the game. So I went in. So you got out in 2013.
Basis for your objection.
Your Honor, I asked him, was he ever part of ABG? And he
Well, let's
said,
get to that portion, okay?
that's what happened. He said,
Okay, well,
Detective Thorpe asked him, okay, so you,
let's just run it back to that particular sections. Tell me where it started,
all right.
all right? Over the objection for the time being, Mr. Steele.
Jeffery ABG. But it was in 2000, I had went to jail in 2000.
Do you hear when he actually did, you left ABG and you said yes?
He asked me what?
Did you leave ABG?
I don't think that was said.
I'll play it again one more time for you.
I can't hear it no matter how many times you play it.
Can I see you on council for a second, bench, please? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a 10-minute comfort break, and then we'll see where the day leads us at that point in time, okay? All right, all rise. All right, our jury has left us. Let Mr. Copeland know that he's in recess for 10 minutes, please. All right, see you back in 10 minutes. My attention, Mr. Weinstein, you filed a motion to recuse me. You filed an affidavit consistent with that pursuant to Uniform Superior Court Rule, I think, believe 25.2. The court's had an opportunity to read your motion. I've also had an opportunity to take a look at, because this issue comes up a fair bit. Baptiste versus the state, I invite you to take a look at that. And that's from our Court of Appeals, 229 Georgia Appeals. Appeal 691. Basically, you can't file a motion to recuse for ruling that a trial judge makes, okay? And that's what you're doing in this particular situation. You're saying you don't like what I ruled upon. You're alleging some facts in an affidavit that support that decision. Because if that were the case, then no trial judge would be able to sit through a trial and give adverse rulings. So for the reasons set forth in Baptiste and other cases, I'm going to deny your motion to recuse on its face, okay?
Your Honor, may I just address what you said? I disagree with your characterization that I filed a motion as a result of any ruling.
No. Well, you did in your affidavit. I'm taking in your affidavit as face value, okay? All right,
Yes.
I'm not contesting where you got the information from, at least not yet.
Yes.
But I'm just saying that because it also encompasses that I made a ruling. And as a result of that, if I make a ruling and you don't like it, then every litigant will say, I want to recuse you, Judge Smith or Judge Glanville or Judge whoever, okay? So part and parcel of it is that's why I'm making my ruling in this particular case. Remember, bias. I've got to do something extrajudicial, and you're in your particular, like I would have to say something about you or your clients or anything like that, which I would never do because I'm a steward of this particular process. So I understand what your objection is, or what your statement is in terms of your motion to recuse, and I'm going to deny it.
And I believe, Your Honor, that under Rule 25.3, that you have to cease acting right now.
No, I don't.
And then you can, if I can just finish, and then I promise, if I can just finish this. I believe you have to cease acting. I believe that under 25.3, you have to look at the timeliness of the motion, and you have to look at the sufficiency of the affidavit. I do not believe that you are committed to just simply deny without taking those steps.
Is that it?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So noted.
Are you denying at this point?
I'm still denying your motion, okay?
Would you grant a certificate of immediate review?
No, sir.
Because
No, sir.
if you grant that certificate, you
It-
were always talking about how the appellate court.
No, because if I grant the certificate, it stops the case, okay?
I don't agree.
And I'm not going to do
I
that.
don't believe it stops the case.
I'm not going to do that.
And if you
You can appeal it at the end of the case. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hey, I'll live by it.
But
Okay?
aren't you interested in removing the cloud that's hanging over the case right now, Your Honor? If you grant.
Sir, I'd be real careful about what you're pleading at this point in time, and what you're stating to the court. I just, as a matter of professional responsibility, remember, we haven't nugged out all of the issues involved in that affidavit. And I would be very careful if I were you, because you have some professional responsibility obligations individually and to this court. And so I would just leave it at that respectfully. I don't want to get into an argument with you about that, but I would just tell you that tread lightly, okay, in terms of that at this point.
I understand, Your Honor, and I believe that the certificate of immediate review would be in the interest of the court.
I'm not going to do that.
Would you make factual findings regarding?
I am not at this point in time I've denied the motion, okay?
I believe that's an error, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Can we call Mr. Copeland now, please? All right, summon our jurors, please. Mr. Weinstein, I am going to prepare a written order, okay?
Okay, thank
All right, okay, all right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
All right, thank you, Sergeant Ingram. Yes, ma'am. You may continue.
Mr. Copeland, have you heard of YSL?
Yeah.
Okay. And how have you heard of YSL?
Same way everybody else heard of it.
And what is that to you?
What you mean?
How have you heard of it?
How have you heard of it?
Mr. Copeland, if you could please answer the question.
I just did. I said I heard of it the same way everybody else had heard of it, as a music group.
All right. And what does YSL mean?
Young Stoner Life.
What was your objection, sir? Foundation, is that what you said? I'll sustain the objection.
When was the first time you heard of YSL?
When I started, I got out of 2013, and that's when I started hearing of it.
And when you started hearing of it, was it where were like was it in Mechanicsville? How did you start hearing of it?
Youngthug had a song that was on the radio, and everybody was playing it.
Did you hear YSL through an individual by the name of Tick?
Yes. Well, I didn't. I hear slime through Tick, not YSL.
All right. And when you heard of slime through Tick, what was your understanding of what he was referencing?
That would be speculative.
Your Honor, my question, what was his understanding?
I'll rule the objection. I'll rule the objection.
What was your understanding of what Tick was referencing?
What you mean?
You said that you heard of slime through Tick.
That's what he called me one day. He be like, "Come here, slime."
Did you ask him why he called? Did you ever ask him why he was calling you slime?
This Atlanta, we make up words every day.
Okay. Did you know YSL to be? Did you consider YSL to be a gang?
No.
Have you ever claimed affiliation as being part of YSL, the gang?
There's no foundation, and it goes to the jury's 701. Not the appropriate to call it a gang. The gang is one, not to another. I object.
Objection to your speaking, objection, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Steele, remember, I told you not to speak your objection to begin with, so you need to give me a basis. No, you can do,
701.
okay, and what else?
Everything I just said.
Well, I'm not listening to that, because I'm looking for a reason that can be couched in a, okay. Okay, we call, yeah. Nice. You keep it.
Simone, watch your back.
You may continue, madam.
Thank you. Mr. Copeland, have you ever done an interview with a video blogger off the porch in 2020?
Yeah,
And during that interview,
I don't know when.
how many times have you done an interview with Off the Porch?
I don't know.
In the interview with Off the Porch, do you recall them asking you about YSL and the fact that you talk about YSL a lot in your songs?
What I supposed to say?
And your response to them was gang?
That what I said?
Your Honor, the state would like to attend or say that it was 379 Y at (9 minutes and 30 seconds to 9 minutes and 35 seconds.
Any objection to states 379 Yankee from 9:30 to 9:35? All right, hearing none, it's admitted and may be published as you see fit.
And first of all, that's you, Mr. Copeland. Is that you, Mr. Copeland? Is that you?
It looked like it.
And you rep YSL a lot in your music.
Dang.
And you rep YSL a lot in your music.
Gang. Yeah.
Did you hear that? Do I need to bring it closer to you?
I heard him say I rep YSL a lot.
And did you hear what your response was? Did you hear what your response was?
Yeah, gang.
All right. When you responded, gang, what did you mean?
I responded gang.
You're saying you didn't say gang, you said game.
Gang.
GAME is what you're saying that you said?
Yeah, when he said YSL, gang.
So your testimony today is that you said game and not gang. I'm trying to get clarification.
Oh, hold on. All right, I'll sustain the objection to next answer.
Do you recall in the beginning of that same video saying slat YSL for life?
What about it?
Did you say that?
Probably so.
Okay. When you say slat YSL for life, what are you referencing?
What you mean? I don't know what referencing mean.
When you say YSL for life, are you talking about the music or the gang?
So I'm doing an interview with Off the Porch.
Okay.
I'm trying to get into the music. And I was told I had to make people believe in me. So I was doing interviews trying to make people believe in me.
Have you ever been signed to YSL, the record label?
No.
All right. So why would you be repping YSL if you've never been signed to the record label?
Because I sent Youngthug my music and tried to convince him that I was trying to go the right way in life and do music. So.
And he never signed you to the label?
I went back to jail.
But you were never signed to the label?
How could I say this?
I sustain the objection. Oh, okay. All right, Mr. Steele, noted.
When you said, as you're saying now, you said game, what did you mean by that?
Game.
So what did you mean when you said that?
What you mean? Like, what did I mean?
What does game mean?
I'm trying to run a game.
So because I'm trying to understand.
I'm trying to run game. So when he said, I mentioned YSL a lot of my game, this is the direction I'm trying to go. I'm trying to get their attention to sign me. This my whole, however you say it.
All right. You said their attention to sign you, but you were friends with Youngthug before this interview. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, but what he told me was he not putting his money into me if I'm gonna be out here in the streets.
Okay. So why are you still representing YSL if he wasn't going to put any money in you?
I had to convince that I was serious about the music. So if he didn't sign me, if somebody had the right amount of money, then that's where I was gonna go.
Okay. Now, since we're talking about let me ask you this. Prior to 2020, when that interview was taken, did you represent YSL back in 2015 and 2014? Was it about the music in 2015 and 2014?
You said, was it about the music?
Yeah.
What you mean?
You're telling the jury that the reason why you rep YSL is because you were trying to get signed. Is that fair to say?
No, you asked me about an interview. And I was saying why I said in the interview was to get these people attention.
Before this interview,
Okay.
did you rep YSL before this interview?
I did.
Okay. And before this interview, when you rep YSL, what was your purpose of representing YSL at that time?
You said what was my purpose?
Why were you representing YSL before this interview?
You got to be more specific, like clear on what you're saying. You talk about back in the days? You talking about 2020? What are you talking about?
We're gonna publish 342 game. So back in 2014, that you throwing up the YSL sign.
I don't know if this 2014.
We can scroll down. Do you see the date being October 26, 2014?
Yeah, I see it right here.
In this symbol, you're throwing up,
I stand objection.
why are you throwing up the YSL symbol?
It's not, I'm gonna overrule the objection for leaving.
Why are you throwing up the YSL symbol?
For clout.
So in 2014, you were doing it for clout.
Yeah, I was going around. Everybody said they see me with Thug and Birdman now.
Besides clout, did you ever call yourself running with YSL and talking about gangs in a January 11th interview with Detective Thorpe?
Say that again?
Sure. In January of 2011, when you were you interviewed by the Atlanta Police Department in January 11th of 2015?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
Well, I don't know the date, but
And were you interviewed in reference to the killing of Donovan Thomas?
I was.
And during that interview, were you asked questions about YSL and IF gang?
In January?
Yes.
I don't recall.
You don't recall? Okay. And during that interview, let me ask you this. Was there any point in that interview that you and Detective Thorpe were talking about music?
I don't recall.
Do you recall why you went to the police department on that morning to talk with Detective Thorpe?
Yes,
Why did you go to talk to Detective Thorpe?
because they called me because they said that my name was involved in the murder.
And why did you choose to go meet with the detectives on that day?
Huh?
Why did you decide to go down and speak with the detectives that day?
I don't know.
Were you involved in the murder that they were calling you about?
No,
Did you tell the detectives that?
I don't. Did I tell them what?
That you were not involved in the murder?
I think I told them I didn't do it.
And during that first meeting that you had with the detectives, did you talk about the beef between YSL and IF gang during that interview?
I don't know.
I
don't know. All I remember was about that interview was he questioned me about, he called me down there because he said that everybody said I did this crime.
And during the course of that,
I don't remember about nothing else that he discussed with me.
Do you remember in a February 21st, 2015 interview, speaking with police about the beef between If Gang and YSL?
No, I do not.
Come back to that. Let me ask you this, because we're going to come back to YSL and If Gang. Have you ever been to Club Crucial?
Yeah,
When was the last time you've been to Club Crucial?
I don't know.
Do you know if Club Crucial is still open for business?
I think it's still open.
All right. I want to go back to 2014, 2015. How often back in 2014 and 2015 would you go to Crucial?
Every Monday,
Why did you go every Monday?
because that was the night everybody be there.
Was there a specific event that happened on Monday nights?
Yeah, they fight.
When you say they fight, who's there?
The girls in the club.
And when you say they fight in the club, are they people just getting in fist fights, or was it something that was structured, like a fight night?
It was a boxing.
And with the boxing night, would people bet on the boxing match that was happening?
How I supposed to know?
So do you
I
not
didn't
know?
bet on it.
All right. Would you only go to Crucial on Monday nights?
I only went on Monday night.
All right. When you went to Crucial earlier, you talked about a number of people you went to the club with. Would you go to the Crucial with those individuals we talked about earlier, or other people that we have not discussed over the last few days?
I go to Crucial with whoever was crazy enough to go with me.
Is there a kitchen inside of Club Crucial back in 2014, 2015?
A kitchen?
Yeah, was there a kitchen inside of the club?
I guess.
Now, when you went to the club every Monday, did you stay in the same area of the club, or would you kind of walk around the club? What would you do when you went to the club every Monday?
Same thing everybody else go to the club for.
And what did you go to the club for?
They enjoy myself.
Okay. Did you have a section in the club, or were you just kind of roaming
I
around?
just go in the club.
Now, when you went to the club, did you take money to the club?
If I had it,
Would you ever flash money in the club?
if I had it,
Permission to approach?
Do you have something you need to show defense counsel?
Yes.
Okay.
wonder if they'd play my sister's wedding.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Go right ahead. I apologize.
Mr. Copeland, I'm showing you what the market says for the 386 Yankee. Tell me if you recognize anyone in the. Do you recognize anyone in that video?
I can't tell.
Can't tell. And when you say you can't tell, what do you mean?
I can't see.
You need me to push it up closer. Do you need me to push it up closer to you? I'm gonna pull it up closer.
Yeah, that's me.
And are you flashing money?
That what it looked like I'm doing.
And so earlier when we talked about flashing money, is that what you were describing when I asked you earlier if you've ever flashed money in a club?
I guess.
All right. You're on this time. The state would like to send us 386 Yankee into evidence.
Any further objection to 386 Yankee? All right. Okay. Hearing none, 386 Yankees admitted and may be published as you see fit.
Now, in looking at 386 Yankee, are you in Club Crucial in that? Can you tell if you're in Club Crucial in that video?
I sustain the question as a form.
Are you able to tell where you are in that video?
No, I can't tell.
Okay. But when you talk about flashing money, is that what you were referencing when I asked you that question?
Yes.
All right. Here, I think this would be a good
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to a natural stopping point for today. And we're going to go ahead and recess for the evening. The time being almost 4:45. So let's go ahead and come back tomorrow morning. Let's plan on 9, I should say. (8:30) for an anticipated 9 o'clock start time, okay? All right. Mr. Copeland, we will see you tomorrow morning at 8:30, okay? All right?
All right.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, any minister inquiry with me?
Have you reviewed your calendar for July yet? Because you know any anticipated days off?
No. I live, hour by hour and day by day, okay? At this point. I will soon, okay? Fair enough? Okay. But I'm thinking about it, all right? You're talking about,
Well, I know we're already aware of the 12th and the 26th would be a late start, but if there was any.
well, you know that the 4th this year falls on a Thursday.
Yeah.
So it's a county holiday and a national holiday. Friday, we also take Friday as well. The county takes Friday, the 5th. So at this point in time, what's up for debate is the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, okay? But I'll let you, like I said, I'll let you know kind of once we kind of take a look at some other things, okay?
Yes.
All right. Fair question. What other minister inquiry do you have of me? Anybody else? All right, I'll see what we can do to get that to you soon. I'm working on it, okay? All right. Okay, let's go ahead and review your customary admonitions. Remember, leave your notepads in the basket as you go back in your headquarters and as you leave and go other places, to include coming here and going back home. Please do not discuss this case amongst yourselves. discuss it in ones and twos, discuss it as a corporate body back there sitting there as you're waiting. Remember, it would be improper for you to recap, handicap, comment, or otherwise review the testimony that you have heard thus far. Remember, you can only consider this case when in such time that the court properly can instructs you on how to do that. All right. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you are not to go ahead and go by and visit any scenes that may be depicted that you've learned about during testimony in open court. Remember, it would be a violation for you to take pictures, draw artist renderings, drawings, or any other things or share any extra knowledge you may know of any particular scenes or locations. Remember, you can only consider what's been lawfully presented to you in the four walls of this courtroom. Remember as well, ladies and gentlemen, it would be a violation for you to go to any third-party websites, phone a friend, otherwise have anybody else explain, or go to any other resource materials to include websites to understand or otherwise aid or augment your understanding as to anything that may be presented within the courtroom. You can only consider what's presented within the four walls of this courtroom. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody should try and contact you by any means necessary, any mode or method, that your first obligation would be to let myself and Sergeant Ingram know immediately, okay? All right, and the last thing, it goes without saying, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience that you have given and will otherwise continue to give to the consideration of this matter. And unless you have any other questions of me, any other ministerial inquiry, we'll recess you until tomorrow morning at 8:30 for an anticipated 9 o'clock start time. And at some point in time, ladies and gentlemen, over the next several days, I will give you an answer as to those different days in July, to include maybe sometime into August, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're in recess. I'll see you tomorrow morning, okay? All rise. Our jury has left us. All right, any ministerial inquiry of me, counsels?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, Mr. Sharp.
At this time, I would like to once again reassert a motion for any Brady materials, including any impeachment evidence that is different or contradictory from anything that Mr. Copeland has stated on the stand so far from the state.
Madam.
Your Honor, we will share anything that we have heard today different or any other day different from what he has stated on the stand in an email to counsel, and we will copy the court this afternoon.
All right, Mr. Shard, is that the extent of it? You've asked me before about anything else that was said purportedly ex parte. The court is still kind of combing its way through that, okay?
And Your Honor, just to be clear, my inquiry of the state was not limited to that ex parte communication. But yes, Your Honor, I have asked about the transcript, but respectfully, I just not trying to ask about that every day out of respect.
Well, no harm.
Yeah.
We're working on it. And you certainly, if it's appropriate, will receive or the opportunity to whatever statements that may be relevant to your inquiry before you begin your cross-examination. You'll have that. Should that be bear upon it, okay?
Thank you.
All right. But as for the state's inquiry, Miss Love says she will forward anything else to you that she becomes aware of.
Understood.
Because the state has a continuing obligation, of course, to provide you with any Brady materials
Yes, Your Honor.
or impeachment. Okay? All right. Anything else? Any other counsel, defense counsel? All right. Then I'll see you all tomorrow morning at 8:30 for anticipated 9 o'clock start time, okay? All right, we're in recess.